You are born in the 6th century in Constantinople. It sounds grand, the capital of the Byzantine Empire, a city of gold, domes, and power. But before you get to see any of that, you have to survive your very first day. In this time, being born is a gamble. Infection, fever, complications. Many children never grow up. If you are breathing, you have already won one round of medieval roulette. 8 days later, a priest dips your head into holy water. Baptism. Officially recognized as existing. Officially alive. It sounds like a good beginning. Then 2 years pass. One morning, your mother does not wake up. You do not understand what death means. You only know she does not pick you up. She does not sing. She does not come back. The adults wear black. They cry. The house feels colder, even though the weather has not changed. You do not know that this moment will shape almost everything that comes next. You only know that from that day on, the world feels less gentle. A year later, your father brings home a new woman. She is young. Her voice is soft. She brings candy. You think this is your second chance. To you, every piece of candy feels like a promise that things will be okay. Then she gives birth to a baby boy, and you slowly disappear from the family picture. Your father stops calling your name as often. His eyes rest on the cradle. The woman who once smiled at you now looks at you like a burden. First come the complaints, then the slaps. Then your food portions grow smaller. Until one day, there's no food for you at all. You look at your father, waiting for him to say something. He says nothing. That is when you begin to understand. In this house, you are no longer a son. You are extra. The days without food grow longer. At first, you think it is punishment. Then you realize it is the new normal. Hunger is not loud. It does not scream. It whispers. It twists your stomach at night. It wakes you up with the smell of bread from a kitchen you are not allowed to enter. You watch your half-brother eat until juice runs down his chin. You swallow your saliva. The neighbors notice. An old woman presses a dry crust into your hand. A man tosses you a few shriveled figs. Not out of duty, just pity. But pity does not last. Soon even the scraps are gone. You try begging, not for food, for forgiveness, for someone to look at you like a son. Your father avoids your eyes. Your stepmother smiles coldly. And when your hunger grows bigger than your shame, one thought begins to grow. Steal. You hate the word. But hunger does not care about morals. The first time, you pick up a few coins outside a tavern. The next time, you grab a loaf of bread from the market and run. You hear stories of thieves losing their hands. So you run fast. Very fast. You start to memorize the city. Every narrow alley. Every low rooftop. Every market corner where you can disappear in 3 breaths. You are no longer the starving boy. You become something else. First, coins and bread. Then pickpocketing merchants. Then moving smuggled goods through the harbor at night. You learn to speak with people you should not speak to. Smugglers. Corrupt guards. Men willing to stab each other over half a fig. By 15, you are no longer running away. Others run for you. You have your own network, your own information, your own routes. You know when patrols change shifts. You know who needs to be paid to look away. You know who can be threatened. This city once starved you. Now you pull money from its veins. Morality? That is a bedtime story parents tell their children. You never heard of those stories. Survival turns into business. Business turns into power. And for a while, you truly believe you are untouchable. Until you start believing it too much. One night, you make a mistake. Not because you lack skill, because you are too confident. You are half a second too slow. Just half a second. When you turn into a familiar alley, the footsteps do not fade like usual. They continue. Heavy. In rhythm. With armor. Before you can run, a club hits your back. These are not guards you can bribe. These are real soldiers. Shields. Helmets, orders to arrest. They beat you in the street, no hiding, no whispering. The crowd watches like it is free entertainment. You are tied up and dragged through the streets you once controlled. You used to be a shadow. Now you are an example. When they throw you at your father's door, bruised and bleeding, you think he will say something. He does. He tells you to work on the farm, not because he cares, because he is ashamed. So from teenage kingpin of Constantinople, you become a laborer under the burning sun. Bent back, cracked hands, dirt under your nails. But the worst part is not the work. It is watching your half-brother eat grapes in the shade, while you stand in the sun. And the anger inside you grows bigger than the hunger you once knew. Farming has one advantage. You have access to food and goods, wheat, grapes, tools, shipments. Your father thinks labor will fix you. He forgets you grew up in the shadows of this city. Your network never disappeared. It was waiting. By day, you work like an obedient son. By night, you move goods out the back gate through old contacts, through streets you once ruled. You make more money than you ever did before. The irony is sharp. You are stealing from your own father, and he has no idea. Everything runs smoothly. Until one afternoon. You are resting under a fig tree when your half-brother walks up. Same smile, same look of contempt. He repeats the usual lines. Father says you are useless. Everyone knows you are a thief. You have heard it all before. Then he mentions your mother, not shouting, not mocking loudly. Just one sentence. And something inside you snaps. You do not think. Your hand finds a stone. Warm from the sun. Heavy enough. The first ooter is loud. The second time, you hear nothing. When it is quiet again, he is not moving. And you understand there is no going back. For a few seconds, you just stand there. The stone falls from your hand. The air feels thick. The world shrinks to the body at your feet. The anger disappears faster than it came. Fear replaces it. Not fear of guilt. Fear of consequences. Hide the body, or run. If they find him, you are not just a killer. You are a killer of your own blood. Running means admitting guilt. But at least you would be alive. You choose to run. When night falls over Constantinople, you pack a few things and slip away like you have done hundreds of times before. Small, quiet, invisible. But this time is different. Near the city gate, you hear dogs. Not one. Many. Guards are waiting. Calm. Ready? As if they knew. You turn. Too late. Chains bite into your wrists. You are dragged through the streets you once ruled. The prison is worse than you imagined. The smell hits first. Rot. Dampness, old blood. Sweat trapped for years without light. The air is so thick you feel like you have to chew it before breathing. They do not question you first. They beat you first. Wooden sticks. Fists. Boots. Not to get information. To break you. You are chained to a wall with nearly 20 other men. Some mutter to themselves. Some laugh in the dark. Some stare at you like they are looking at your future. The next day, the questioning begins. Questions. Punches. The same questions again. They want a confession. In the end, you give them everything. The murder, the thefts, even crimes you never committed. In this time, a confession does not need truth. It only needs pain. No one feeds you. The state does not do that. Family must bring food. Your family does not come. 4 days later, you stand before the highest official. He listens. He glances at your bruises. He hears vague witnesses. Then he says one word. Death. Short. Cold. No bargaining, no second chance. When they push you back into your cell, you think you will just wait to die. But someone is there. Your father. He does not look at you at first. He stares at the floor. He looks older, thinner, tired. You want to scream. You want to tell him this is his fault. That if he had ever looked at you the way he looked at the other boy, maybe things would be different. But you say nothing. The words stay stuck in your throat. He finally looks at you. No anger, no love, just emptiness. Then he turns and walks away. No apology, no goodbye. Only footsteps fading in the dark. And you realize the worst pain is not the sentence, it is the silence. 2 days later, they come. No announcement, no ceremony. Chains tighten around your wrists. The cell door opens. For the first time in days, you see sunlight. The crowd is waiting, quiet, curious. Outside the gate stands a rough wooden block. Your stage. They force you to kneel. Your neck presses against the wood. A priest whispers a final prayer. You begin to cry. You promise to change, to live differently, to do anything for one more chance. But the law does not see the starving child, the boy who lost his mother, the teenager who only wanted his father to look at him. It sees a murderer. The sword rises, then falls. One clean strike. Whispers. A few signs of the cross. Then the crowd walks away. The show is over. You are buried outside the walls. No name, no marker. The records are erased as if you never existed. You were born in a city where you could have been anything. In the end, you become a ghost under cold earth, and the city goes on as if it never knew you.